They come from a small temple in the middle of mainland China. But they're perhaps the best travelled and best known group of monks in the world. Their stage show, Shaolin Wheel of Life, tells the story of their ancient temple and its tradition of Kung Fu. Their abbot, Xen, says it's all about using modern means to spread a timeless message.
因为我们做一些巡回演出，也并不是为了资金，我们只是通过现代的一种宣传方式，通过现代的一种传播方式，来扩大少林寺的影响，来叫更多人知道少林寺，有优秀的文化，要叫更多人知道，通过叫更多人呢能够感受到少林文化的内涵。
But back at the real temple, this ancient order is facing a modern dilemma. Their mystique has become so marketable, they're the centre of a commercial frenzy, with stampedes of tourists, hordes of imitators, and huge financial temptations. Some believe the battle to keep their traditions has already been lost.
Just a few of the monks are owners of schools, but these monks, yeah, I think you could use the word corrupt.
For 1,500 years, the monks of Shaolin Temple have been guardians of two of China's greatest traditions. Their monastery at the base of the sacred mountain Songshan was the cradle of Xen Buddhism. It was also the birthplace of Kung Fu, first devised to protect the temple from bandits, but later an integral part of their Buddhist faith.
功夫呢，是指佛教禅宗修行人在修行的一个过程成为功夫，比如说，修行人坐禅、诵经、念经、拜佛，衣食住行，都称得起在修功夫，在练功夫。
The temple is lucky to have survived at all. The communist regime nearly destroyed Buddhist orders. In the Cultural Revolution, Red Guards declared war on old ideas and closed the monasteries down.
出家人呢，停止了宗教活动，只是跟其他的平常人一样，过着平常人的生活。他是没有宗教活动，宗教信仰他没有改变。
Today, it's not just tolerated; it's part of the system. Master Xen is even a member of the National People's Congress, the parliament that meets once a year to endorse Communist Party decisions. But it wasn't religious tolerance that restored the temple's fame, wealth and reputation. It was a kung fu film.
少林寺和尚可以大兴练武之风，少林功夫。
In 1982, a Hong Kong company was permitted to hire the temple to make a movie about the Shaolin legend. Shaolin Temple, starring a young Jet Li, was the first martial arts film to be shown in mainland China. It was a smash hit. Within weeks, the new game for every Chinese schoolboy was imitating warrior monks. Dozens, hundreds, and later thousands began flocking to the ancient temple. Local authorities were quick to see the potential spin-offs. Zhang Yobing is Deputy Marketing Director for the Henan Province Tourist Bureau.
应该说呢，河南省的旅游业发展应该是从少林寺开始的。那么很多海外的一些旅游者，还有国内的一些旅游者的话，纷纷到河南来旅游观光。
这个就是当地的。
The temple is now one of the most visited sites in China. Some come as religious pilgrims, but most are tourists. Millions of them. And some are lucky enough to catch a glimpse of the legendary warrior monks. The temple's newfound success has allowed it to revive the Kung Fu tradition. Young boys across China compete to be accepted into the temple. While they come to learn Kung Fu, also known as Wushu, they also study Zen Buddhism. 28-year-old Yan Yi has been here for 14 years.
这里面它自身的它的规律，它就很严格、很正规的，但是它不是说 很严肃的束缚，没有，他也没有很苦呀，他的生活很单调啊，都不是那个样的。认为我们过得很苦啊，因为我们有自己的生活规律，我们没有感觉到苦，我们很喜欢。我操，1、2、3。
Today he helps train younger students like 14-year-old Xen Bo. He came here when he was 6, and he's already traveled the world.
因为我在少林寺，因为我想让世界了解少林功夫，所以我们在国外表演经常受到一些外国人的欢迎，所以说我们也做到一份功德。
In the townships around the temple, everybody is kung fu fighting. The area has become a magnet for martial arts fans across China and the world. On almost every street there are kung fu or wushu schools and endless souvenir stalls, offering fighting and religious trinkets ranging from the tacky to the even tackier. And everyone is using the name Shaolin.
所以大家也是中国武术的一个品牌。少林寺呢，在国内外现在都是被盗用，得缓缓地去用，对少林寺的文化的保护，对少林寺的这个文化的传承是受到了很大的影响。 我们是很担心。
But the local authorities are franchising the Shaolin name. The tourist board has even set up its own Shaolin Temple Wushu Training Centre, which includes the Shaolin Wushu Travel Service and the Shaolin Sword Factory. The centre even has a touring stage show remarkably similar to the temples, right down to the backdrop. It's called the Real Shaolin Gong Fu. Except these are not real monks, they're athletes wearing monk costumes. The authorities make no apology for trading on the Shaolin name.
作为我们来说的话呢，我们作为一个少林寺这个名字的话呢，这是少林寺院的专用的名字，是吧？但是作为少林武术，我们认为这不仅仅是属于少林寺的，而且的话呢，它属于整个这个中华民族的。
Even so, most schools advertise their courses as Shaolin Temple Kung Fu. This is the area's largest school, run by an ex-farmer who isn't even a Buddhist. But 71-year-old Yu Baoshan says he has as much right as any monk to claim the temple tradition. He learned Kung Fu from his father. He claims the warrior monks had all but died out by the time the Shaolin Temple film started the Kung Fu craze.
那时候少林寺里边真正会的只有一个谁的，只有一个苏西的他的身体还不好，是吧？就是那他们才到这儿。
The emphasis here is on patriotism rather than Buddhism. Once a week, the entire school turns out to raise the Chinese flag. Then they sing the school's very own Shaolin anthem. While the students spend hours every day drilling, they learn nothing about religion. For them, Shaolin is not an expression of Xen Buddhism, it's a competitive sport.
像佛家，我不太清楚，这个我不清楚。这里佛教课没有。
Like thousands of others, Wang has come here to escape the poverty of the Chinese countryside. He hopes one day to be an instructor. At the very least, he will have a better chance of becoming a policeman or security guard. The ultimate dream is to act in kung fu movies, just like Shaolin Temple.
像我们看了电影以后，都感觉到练武术挺好，一半同学基本上都看过。
There may not be much religion here, but everywhere you look there are monks, or rather kung fu students and instructors dressed up as monks. It's all rather a disappointment for some foreigners who come here entranced by the Shaolin legend. Arvid Seeberg-Elverfeld is a 17-year-old student from Germany studying at the state-run Shaolin Wushu Center.
It's very, very disappointing. Before I came here, I thought it would be, not so much tourism right here, and would be much more traditional. I wanted to learn traditional martial arts and see the monks practicing, but you can't see the monks practicing, just the students and the teachers, and it's not really traditional anymore.
And people dressed as monks when they're not?
No, dressing as monks, dressing like a monk is normally just for the show.
Even some of the temple monks aren't real monks either, and they don't bother dressing up when there's no audience. Most live and train outside the temple in this small Spartan dormitory. One group is now based in England because of touring commitments. Under Chinese law, they can't be ordained as monks until they're 18. Even after many years at the temple, some choose not to go through with it.
因为这个你出家，是吧？是你自愿，你想还俗，你想做明星也是自愿。但是我们还没有说去还俗啊，怎么了？啊。 其实我们很好，我们都很喜欢这里面，这生活很好的。
But some are leaving the temple to cash in on its mystique. Ex-monks have begun setting up private kung fu schools. Arvid left one such school after constant demands to pay more money.
When you go to a school and want to become student, they try to trick you. The monks, the headmasters, they try to trick you, try to get as much money as possible, and tell you prices they are doubled or twice as high or 3 times as high as normal. It's not what you're thinking about the monks.
There are some monks now who are actually operating private schools. Are you comfortable with monks setting up their own businesses and making money from this?
这个事情呢，我们只是一种尝试，具体什么样子，我还没看到。 还不知道是会是什么样一个情况。
But sometimes there is a happy meeting between Buddhism, Kung Fu and commercialism. This nunnery is just down the road from the Shaolin Temple. It's been restored and reopened thanks to the generosity of a nearby private school. A school that claims to be China's first wushu centre exclusively for girls. For China, it's a rare experiment in altruism and feminism. Headmistress Zhang Liru left a job paying 3 times the wages to be part of it.
因为我们那个经理的母亲，她是一个特别自强自立的那个女性，她就想开办这个学校呢，不是为了赚钱，就是想把女孩子培养成为一个特别独立、有闯荡性的，然后能为女子争光的那种女性，所以说就开办这个学校，然后边让他们学习文化课，边让他们学习武术。 我们这儿是文武并重的，不偏不向。
Whatever the motives and whatever the benefits, the Shaolin phenomenon is certain to grow. All around the temple, new kung fu schools are being built as authorities widen the roads for ever more tourist coaches.
少林木鱼禅功是在参禅静坐。
It's come a very long way in a very short time from the simple, isolated temple that quietly preserved its ancient traditions. Like all legends, Shaolin Temples is part fact and part myth. But after a 1,500-year run, it shows no sign of ending.